Hey, what's up guys? Brian Kelly here from Zombie Guitar. Here in today's video I want to talk about relative key changes versus parallel key changes. So relative key changes, you're probably already familiar with these. You're probably already doing this already. I don't even really consider this to be a key change at all. An example of a relative key change would be you start out a song in, say, the key of C major, for example, and then you switch it up to the key of A minor. So the C major portion of the song is going to have like a happier type of vibe to it, and then the A minor portion of the song is going to have a sadder type of vibe to it. But really, I don't even consider that to be a key change at all. I just consider that to be one of the 12 possible keys. That's the key of C major / A minor. That's a relative major minor pair. So that's a relative key change. You then have this other type of key change, which is an actual key change. An example of this would be you start out the song in the key of A major, for example, and then you switch it up to A minor. So again, you're still getting that major happy type of vibe starting out, and then you're switching it to a darker minor type of vibe. But it's just that this particular type of key change is going to just have a dramatic effect in the story that you're trying to tell with your music. If you're a songwriter like myself and you try to tell a story with your music, not to say that it can't be done just by remaining in one single key the entire time and doing relative key changes. You can absolutely do that. I do that all the time. There's millions of great songs that remain in one single key. But sometimes you may want your song to take a specific turn, a specific dark turn. Give the listener like that feeling like, ooh, what's going on here? Parallel key changes can do exactly that for you. So in this video, we're going to compare both of those. All right, so let me start out by giving you an example of a relative key change. Now, as I said, I don't consider this to be a key change at all. This starts out in the key of C major. It then switches to the key of A minor. All right, so what I really wanted you to pay attention to in that demo was what the rhythm section was doing. I was displaying the rhythm chords by using the circle of fifths instead of using actual chord diagrams, because I wanted to demonstrate how all of the chords in the rhythm section were taking place in that one little grouping of 6. Those are the chords that are found in the key of C major or the key of A minor. They share the same chords as one another. As I was soloing over top of that, I was using one single scale pattern the entire time. This is pentatonic position number 4 for the key of C major. This is pentatonic position number 4 for the key of A minor. Some people will teach that the pentatonic positions are numbered differently for major keys than they are for minor keys. I don't really do it that way. I think that's unnecessarily confusing. For me, I just say, this is pentatonic position number 4 for C major and for A minor. It's just easier that way. So it's the rhythm section that I really want you to focus on here, because the rhythm section is really the driver of the bus. The rhythm section is what determines whether music sounds happy. The rhythm section determines whether music sounds sad. The rhythm section is really what tells the lead guitar player what to do. The lead guitar player does not have, as much control as they may think. It's really the rhythm section. The rhythm section is the driver of the bus. So when it comes to all this key change stuff, that is the main thing I want you to focus on. So this started out with a C major chord, moving to a G major chord. So it's got that happy sound so far. It started on a C major chord, it then moved to a G major chord. And it's a good indication that we're in the key of C major right now, right? It then moves to a D minor chord, to an A minor chord. So that took a bit of a sad turn. So if I just play just those 4 chords, is that in the key of C major? Yes, it is. Is that in the key of A minor? Yes, it is. Either one of those answers is correct. It's in the key of C major and it's in the key of A minor. Both the C major chord and the A minor chord were present in conjunction with some other chords that were found in that key. So which key is it? I don't know. It's the key of C major and the key of A minor. It's both. So the chord progression goes like this. And then the second part of it goes. Alright, so we're still just sticking with this little grouping of 6 right here. This is the same key the entire time. So is it C major? Is it A minor? The answer is yes. Then it moves on. The second part kicked in, the part that was supposed to be the minor part of the song. So my objective as a songwriter here was, okay, so we started out playing major type of stuff. I want the chorus to sound a bit darker. I want the chorus to have a minor type of vibe to it. So this is going to be the A minor part. This is what the chords are for that. Again, just using the same grouping of chords that we've been using the entire time, just in a different order. I guess you could say that this is more A minor than C major this time because the progression started on an A minor and it ended on an A minor. But that's really not the only thing. The real thing that tells you the information about the key is you have to look at all of the chords together as a whole. You can't just look at the starting chord, or you can't just look at the ending chord and say that is definitely that key. You have to look at the whole context of the music. You have to look at all of the chords being played. And then you go and even confirm by looking at what's being played in the lead section, the melody section. All of that information put together will give you your information about what key it's in. Alright, so now I'm going to give you a demo of me doing exactly the same thing that I did before, except instead of starting in the key of C major and then moving to A minor, I'm instead going to start in the key of A major and then move to A minor. Alright, so hopefully you were able to hear the difference there. So by starting out in A major and then moving to A minor, it gave the listener just it wasn't completely abrupt, it wasn't completely off the wall, it wasn't completely like, oh my god, where are these chords coming from? Those are completely unrelated to the original thing you started with. There's still a relationship there. It's just that the turn from the happier type of verse switching to the darker chorus was much more apparent. It was much more of a dark turn than that of the first example. So just for comparison purposes, I'm just going to play each of these back to back. I'm not going to play the entire demos. I'm just going to play just the transition point from C major to A minor, followed by A major to A minor. So take a listen to this. Alright, so just to quickly talk about the leads real quick. As I said, the main focus is not on the lead aspect in this lesson. It is on the underlying rhythm section. But just to talk about the lead real quick, it's the same thing. You locate minor with your index, you locate major with your pinky. So I was in the key of A major starting out for the second demo. So major, pinky. So I find the note A on the A string. There it is right there on the 12th fret. I put my pinky on that. And that's how I was able to locate my pentatonic position number 4 for this key. Keep in mind that every major key has a relative minor and vice versa. So the relative minor of A major is F sharp minor. The relative major of F sharp minor is A major. So if I was to try and locate pentatonic position number 4 for the key of F sharp minor, how would I do that? Minor, F sharp. There's an F sharp right there on the 9th fret of the A string. So put my index finger right there, and there's my pentatonic position number 4. So this is the F sharp natural minor scale, or this is the A major scale. And then all of the rest of the notes in this pattern are all part of that same key as well. That's the key I started out with. I started out just using that pentatonic position number 4 pattern right there. And then when the chorus kicked in, which was in A minor, which was in a new key now, then I jumped up to here, and then I played pentatonic position number 4 for that key. Did I have to just play pentatonic position number 4? No, I could have used the entire fretboard for either key. It doesn't matter. It's just 7 notes per key. The key of A major has 7 notes. The key of A minor has 7 notes. Those 7 notes are found all up and down the entire neck of the guitar. But just for demonstration purposes, that's why I kind of confined my playing to just one similar pattern. A major stuff took place here. A minor stuff took place here. C major stuff also took place here as well, because A minor and C major are the same key. Alright, so I'm going to stop here for today. I was going to get more into what specifically I was playing for the leads, but I don't want to detract too much from the main point of this lesson. The main point of this lesson is to focus on the rhythm section, because the rhythm section is the driver of the bus. It's not the lead guitar player, it's the rhythm section. If the rhythm section is playing chords that say, hey, we're in A major over here, you as a lead guitar player, you're in A major. You can try to force A minor if you want, but you're going to be hitting some sour notes. You're not really going to get the sound that the rhythm section has already dictated for you. It's not to say it's not possible. It's not to say it hasn't been done before, but in general, if the rhythm section says, hey, we're in A major here, you're in A major. If the rhythm section decides to say, okay, we're going to switch it up, we're going to start playing in A minor now, well, you as a lead guitar player, now you're in A minor. You can try to play in A major as a lead guitar player, but it's going to not sound good. It's going to clash. The rhythm section is the driver of the bus. I think I've said that about 400 times so far for this video. I think I've said it probably about 6 million times in total since I've started this Zombie Guitar YouTube channel thing. I'm probably going to say it about 6 million more times, but the rhythm section is the driver of the bus. The rhythm section is the driver of the bus. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.